The Perspective Talk Show. We're here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can reach us at 340-201-9005. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Stand by. All right. Welcome back to the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. As promised, we do have another guest in the studio tonight. Skai, Juice, are you there?
I'm here. How are you?
Okay, we are live and direct right now. We are streaming out. They can hear you. Let me flip up your picture there so they can at least see you. Yes, our special guest in the second hour of our show tonight is Skai Juice. I want to thank you for coming on the show so quickly and just sharing with the world what you're doing. I've been seeing your posts and it's all looks like fun and exciting. And hey, I wish I'll be over there soon to check out the whole thing. But I think as we start here, I got an email from you. And one of the things that you talked about was that you have this huge farm in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
So if you could kind of start with that and just kind of take it from there.
Sure.
Hi, Sky. This is Soup also. This is David's
Hi.
co-host.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, yourself?
Good. I'm wonderful.
Okay. Sky, what made you to go over to Puerto Rico? Well, what made you decide to venture into this direction in your life?
Well, I was living up in Baltimore, Maryland for about 9 years, and I wanted to come back to the Virgin Islands, actually.
Oh, you from St. Croix? You from the Virgin Islands?
I'm from St. Croix, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And looking at the cost of living, and it just looked more expensive than what I really wanted to pay.
Right.
So we started looking at Puerto Rico, which is right next door, and found we could get more for less.
Right.
So ended up coming here, finding a house, and I've been here for 5 years now with my family.
Okay.
And then had this dream of putting together like a farm project. And so I found out that there was a program through the government that you can get land for farming.
Right.
At a very reduced rate. It's basically like a land lease.
Okay.
And went and applied for a nonprofit organization, went and found some land, applied for it, and got it.
Okay. So what basically you do on the farm, Sky?
So the farm, the nonprofit organization is called Muévete Puerto Rico, which means Move It,
Move
Puerto
it?
Rico.
Which means, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear that, Sky.
Muévete Puerto Rico means Move It, Puerto Rico.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Basically a call to action to get people to wake up
Right.
and to realize that it's not up to the government, it's really up to the
People, that's right. And the people is the government.
So the purpose of building a farm is to teach the children how to grow food organically, naturally,
Yes.
permaculturally. And so we have a Saturday program right now, a free Saturday program for children to come between 9 and 12
Uh-huh.
and learn about growing food, cultivating, growing, composting, and what have you, natural farming.
Okay.
And that's the gist of it.
Is there any special food or fruits that you're growing at this moment, Sky?
We are growing at this moment, we have tomatoes, sorrel, arugula, beets, corn, let's see, spinach, basil, let's see, I'm looking at the whole thing, what we got going. We have passion fruit, grapefruit. There's a good variety of stuff.
Okay.
I mean, there's stuff there, and there's stuff like on its way.
Okay.
You mentioned in the initial email 80 acres. I mean,
Yes.
that seems like a lot of land. And so you and your crew, your staff are dealing with this every day?
Yeah, we're not planting on 80 acres. We only are actually developing like a 1/8 spot right now.
Okay, okay.
But 80 acres is enough to play with.
Definitely.
So, we want the children, when they're on the land, there's nothing else but land. They could run, they'd be free, they could yell and scream and make noise.
Okay.
We also have a campsite on the land where volunteers come down from around the world. And they help us with the farm. We have a few staff members at the moment. And we also have the plans to do some sustainable building on the farm. We want to build an earth ship and some other like bamboo structures to catch water. And the whole project is going to be completely off the grid.
Okay.
Skai, so if I want to come over, would I be able to stay on the farm? Will you have a place for me to stay on the farm?
Yes, if you're okay with camping, right now that's what the facilities are. It's tents and composting toilets and open air showers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Once we get it more developed, we'll have cabins and other indoor facilities, but right now it's kind of rustic.
Okay, cool. Is there waterfalls and stuff like this on this farm?
There's no waterfall on the farm. There's a stream nearby, like on the land, but it's on the land. It's still like a long walk, but we are doing water catchment. And we are in the process of building some roofing so that we can catch water when it rains as well.
Okay. How long you actually on the farm, Skai?
We've been on the land since December.
Okay. Nice.
So tell our audience, like, what part of Puerto Rico are you in? Are you on the San Juan side, or are you on the south side of Puerto Rico, or?
I'm on the east coast, which is in a town called Luquillo. And interestingly enough, Luquillo has a huge population of Prussians living over here.
Oh, really?
So a lot of the Puerto Ricans who went to St. Croix to work in Hess are from this area. So they have a lot of family in St. Croix.
Okay. So, so how far? Just so our listeners know, how far is this from like San Juan? If we were to fly, we wouldn't fly to
San Juan. It's about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on traffic.
Okay, well, that's not bad at all. Okay.
So do you sell your products back locally, Skai?
Well, we just started getting a harvest. We have sold a little tiny bit. A lot of it we've been using for the group of us that are here working, and we're feeding everyone.
Right.
So if you come to volunteer for a week or two or a month or 3 months, doesn't matter. We feed you 3 meals a day.
Okay, great.
Vegetarian.
Definitely has to be.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit too about is your farm is it like an FDA like organic certified farm, or?
No.
Okay.
No. There's no certification yet. I'm sure that's something that eventually we will develop, but right now we're just growing naturally. We're doing the practice of it. We're not official with, people coming out and checking on, how we're doing it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's legit. It's just we have to. I guess you got to apply for stuff like that. We haven't done that yet.
Okay. So talk a little bit about. I see, since we became Facebook friends, I see that you're making smoothies and all kind of just good, interesting, healthy stuff. And so you're a farmer and a chef too, right?
Yes, that's my profession. I had a restaurant back in Baltimore, Maryland, called the Yaba Pot for 7 years.
Okay.
Vegetarian, vegan, juice bar and cafe. And I still host wellness retreats here in Puerto Rico. I actually have guests here visiting with us right now. So we're not on the farm. We're like 2 minutes away from the farm. We're like a hop, skip, and a jump.
So you do the retreat
So-
someplace else?
Yeah, I host the retreats at our house. Eventually, once we build a facility, the goal is to merge everything together.
Right,
Because
okay.
it all goes together.
Yes, yes.
But we host wellness retreats where people come and do juice cleanses. They do raw vegan cleanses. They do yoga, colonics, going to the beach, hiking in the rainforest. Some people just come to relax and rejuvenate. Some
Okay.
people come to learn how to prepare food with me. And I can basically do, a variety of different programs with people.
Yes. I wanted to ask you the town that you're in. Is that like a sea town or is that more inland?
Yes, it's right on the beach.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Very beautiful beachy. The beach is right around the corner, and the cool thing about this farm is a lot of farms here are way up in the hills,
Right.
and we are like 3 minutes from the beach.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're not near the beach because of the salt water, but we're not far from it.
So, Skai, did you start the retreat also in December, or you were doing that before?
Yeah, I've been doing retreats for over 5 years.
Okay. And that's the length of
Yeah.
time you're living now on Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
hmm
And how has the locals taken to you?
Well, I'm just so wonderful and delicious. They love me.
Hot. Yes.
So you have
Oh, good.
so you have I guess the Puerto Ricans as well that are in tune to what you're doing there, and I guess you have people flying in from elsewhere to partake in what you're doing.
Yep, we have locals working with us, and then of course the program is for local children.
Okay.
So we have the local kids come. So everything is bilingual,
You speak Spanish?
And my Spanish is getting better.
Okay.
I'm not fluent, but I'm learning a lot,
Okay.
and I love it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it here. I mean, I am really connected with my Virgin Islands culture, and
Right.
I have a lot of friends over there who I am in direct contact with on a regular basis. I was just in St. Croix in April, and I'm looking to go back and do some more workshops over there. And but the opportunity to get this land was really awesome, and it's just a program that's really needed. So it's not really just about Puerto Rico. It's really about the Caribbean, and next summer we are working on putting together Puerto Rico's only sleepaway camp. So
You
we're gonna
said
host
sleep away? Sleep away?
sleepaway camp.
Okay.
Sleepaway camp. So we will be hosting children from around the island and children from off island. Will be coming to stay with us and camp and work and learn and have fun.
Okay.
Okay.
You charge them a fee, Sky?
Of course.
Okay. All right. Okay. Check
You,
in.
you,
check
you,
in.
you mentioned that you come back here to, I guess, St. Croix or the Virgin Islands to do workshops. I mean, so you've been doing some stuff here?
I came over in April to work with the St. Croix Foundation. They had that week of
Taste of St. Croix?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So I came over and I did a cooking class for children at Pearl B. Larson School.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay. And any other workshops that you do, or just
I'm working on coming over there and doing some wellness shut-ins where folks can come. Some of it is going to be learning how to cook vegan and raw.
Right.
And then another one is going to be the wellness shut-in where you stay for the weekend. We're just looking for a good location. You stay for a weekend and we do a juice cleanse so that folks are not tempted by fungi and kalaloo at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely.
So, they have to stay in-house, and they come on a Friday evening, and then they leave on a Sunday afternoon, and we'll do juicing, and we'll do like some wellness things, some yoga, some meditation, some holistic wellness vibes,
Okay.
and and some other activities involved in that. So I'm working on bringing some of those, because I have a lot of people who follow me from the Virgin Islands anyway.
Okay. Sky, you did mention that you
Yes.
that you do colonic, that you clean the colon. You the one doing it, or you have someone that's there on your team that does this?
Yeah, we have a colonic nutritionist who does all. We have a yoga instructor.
Uh-huh.
We have massage therapists. We what else? Whatever healing modality someone needs,
Right.
then we have it. I'm actually the chef of the whole program and the hostess, but we have everyone else who does everything. We have tour guides who do the hiking tour, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. Right.
So,
Okay.
So can you share any of your chef secrets with the listening community about you make smoothies and all this kind of stuff, but can you share? I mean, what's the secret to making a good vegan raw dish?
well, the secret is the fact that food can really taste good without meat, and I think that we're living in a time now where we are actually sicker than we've ever been in the history of the planet, in the history of humankind.
Yes.
And we really think that we are so far technological that we can Skype and Facebook and all this stuff. But the actual fact is we haven't evolved, we've devolved. And we are so far behind in wellness, and we are so excited about fried fish and unhealthy foods and soda and Coca-Cola that it's kind of like a tragedy. It's like people are really they're really upset when they look at the news and see like all this crime and all the negative information that they see about people, and they just think that the worst atrocity I think that's going on is actually that people celebrate unhealthy living, So it all relates to even the farm and the wellness programs and the retreats. It's all related because it goes back to growing food, number one, and having it available and having it affordable. And then it goes also back to the fact that everybody knows someone who's going to die of diabetes or a heart attack or cancer. Every single one of us
Yes.
knows someone who's going to die one of those three ways. If someone gets killed by a gun, that's usually the percentage is so low. That's like, wow. But every single one of us knows someone who's going to die through diabetes, heart attack, or cancer. And that should be something that is on the front page of every newspaper, of every TV. And we need to stop celebrating this unhealthy lifestyle and start really focusing on getting well. So when you go back to like what makes a good smoothie, fresh fruit and veggies makes a good smoothie. That's what it is. Like every time I go to get a smoothie someplace, they don't even have fresh food. It's some syrup. Or
Some
B,
syrup, right?
want to add more, add sugar to it, or milk, or cereal, or some kind of junk, or some kind of. I mean, the basis of health is go back to the source. The original peoples on the planet were the healthier people on the. So we need to really go back in time, and all this technological stuff is groovy, but the truth of the matter is we are killing ourselves off, and
Yes.
it has nothing to do with crime. It has to do with our lifestyle.
Our healthy living, yes.
And that's just the way I look at it.
Okay. You mentioned earlier too about having a restaurant in Baltimore, and so I guess you were the main chef there. Are you still preparing food in that capacity on there in Puerto Rico, or is it just on a smaller scale?
It's on a way smaller scale. I did have a cafe here for 2 years, but when the farm project became available, I switched it out.
Okay.
I do have a following here, and people contact me on a regular basis to prepare food. So since I'm already preparing food for the volunteers on the farm, the retreat guests, I also prepare food for guests who come through to our space, and it's all good. So I'm in the kitchen every single day.
Oh, okay.
Sky, has you been able to reach out to the schools in Puerto Rico and talk about what you do?
Absolutely. We actually had a team of us went today, actually, to all the schools in this particular town. We plan on going out again tomorrow to some other schools that we didn't get to. But we went to, like, the majority. We went to all the elementary schools and even the middle schools today.
Right.
And gave flyers to the teachers, to the office. We passed out flyers to some of the parents that we were able to jump on when they walked in. And to promote the farm camp, we have a Saturday camp every Saturday morning. So yeah, we're definitely doing some grassroots, canvassing of schools. I blog a lot online, and we're just trying to get the word out.
Okay, yeah, because you start with the youth first, and that's where it spreads.
Do they like the vegan stuff that you're giving them? I mean, they into that, or they prefer the other the non-healthy stuff?
What are you talking about, children?
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you go to the school, or it's just more formal information you're giving them, or are you actually preparing food for them and so that they can taste it and try it?
No, when we went to the schools, we were just passing out information and letting them know that the farm camp
is available.
Okay. Okay.
Puerto Rico is really challenging because vegetarianism and not even vegetarianism, but just healthy living in general is not common.
Okay.
It's not mainstream here.
Yes.
You
have a lot of pork. Do you have a lot of pork fry houses in the corners and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of pork eating, and there's a lot of fried food. That's predominant.
Right.
There's a lot of sugar addiction. There's just a lot. The Virgin Islands, it's just more common to find healthier eating and vegetarianism in the Virgin Islands just because of the culture of the Virgin Islands.
Right.
But over here, it's like there are people who live healthy, and there are people who seek it and look for it. But it's not the majority of people, and more people here are going to die of heart attacks than probably in the U.S.
Yes.
Okay.
Per capita.
Right.
Yes, our guest tonight is Skai Juice. She is in Puerto Rico. She's on the phone, and she's just talking about what she's doing over there in Puerto Rico. Sounds like a great program. But moving along, Skai, talk a little bit about too. I mean, I guess. In general, I guess, do the Puerto Rican, community, are they very accepting of what you're doing? You get any backlash from them? Anything like that?
No, I haven't gotten any backlash at all. I mean, there's always going to be haters in the world, but
yes.
They don't really stop me. I don't know who they are if they're out there, but really what we're doing is well supported. The Department of Agriculture, where we got the land from, they love the whole idea of it. They're just watching us to make sure, like, we actually do it.
Doing what you are supposed to do, right.
Now, when you say Department of Agriculture, you're talking about the United States Department of Agriculture or the Puerto Rico?
Well, the Department of Agriculture here is Puerto Rico, but it's funded by the Department of Agriculture of the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still a colony of the U.S.,
Okay.
But, I mean, we're not getting any, we're getting well supported. I mean, the dynamics here is a little different in that, the hard part about Puerto Rico is there is such a poverty level here that is really almost out of control.
You never know that. You will never know that from being here, living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is ridiculous. And I don't think it's more of, well, it is poverty, but it's also poverty mentality. So you have this, like, while I come Puerto Rico to live and to make something happen, a lot of Puerto Ricans are like, why did you move here? We're ready to leave and go back to New York or Chicago where
Right.
we can make some money. But I didn't come here to look for a job either. I came to create.
To create,
So
that's right.
It's
That's
just
right.
it's just a different way of thinking. But Puerto Rico is, it's right next door. I mean, when we go to during like Thanksgiving holiday around there, when we go to Plaza Carolina, I see so many Virgin Islanders walking through the mall. It's ridiculous. I'm like, I know you.
Okay.
So yeah, it's something where I think we need more connection because there's a big African Latino community here, and it's there's honestly the way I feel here is I feel like I am in the Virgin Islands. I mean, it's a Caribbean thing.
Yes.
There's a little difference. There's a little bit of language.
The
thing.
language, right.
But really the culture is so similar. The way a lot of these women move around here, just a lot of it makes you laugh because it's the same people, It's really, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the politics are the same too.
Mudslinging.
I want to ask you another offbeat question here. What is the most nutritious, fruit, most nutritious nut that one can eat to benefit their body?
Well, the most nutritious items that you can possibly eat are berries. Berries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, and in particular blueberries are actually the most nutrient-dense food you can possibly eat per the amount.
Right.
Okay.
So if you got half a cup of blueberries, the nutrients that are in that half a cup are more than anything you could get a half a cup of.
Okay.
Do Puerto Rico grow these berries?
You can grow. There's a couple different types of berries you can grow here, actually. Another couple other things that you want to look into are there's a wild green vegetable called purslane. It grows wild here, and I know it can really grow anywhere. It's highly nutrient dense. Watercress grows wild everywhere too. That's another very highly nutrient-dense food that you can just cut up and make into salads,
right.
Or juice it. Like kale, collards, a lot of your green leafies,
right.
They're all good. But, when we talk about the best, the highest, then that's what we're looking at. If you're looking at nuts, you're looking at almonds. Almonds are the most alkalizing nut because, once again, we live in a very acidic world,
right.
Where not only the foods we eat are highly acidic, but the lifestyle is acidic, the thoughts are acidic, the communication is acidic, the environment is acidic. So, once you start alkalizing your system, you start eliminating, acidic relationships,
right.
And you start eliminating disease from the body by alkalizing your life. And so you want to eat foods that are highly alkalizing to the body. Coconut water, that's probably the one reason why I live here, is because coconut water in the Virgin Islands, these guys are selling it for like $20, $25 a gallon, and I can get coconut water for like $10, $7, $8, $12 a gallon. And
really?
Coconut water is a staple in our
everything. You have to. I feel that. I was just today too. I was meditating on that coconut is something that I need to drink every day. I was saying
every day.
I was saying it to me every other day, but then it just came to my mind. Yeah, I need to drink coconut every day.
Every day, yeah.
Because
every day.
The coconut was one of the things during Vietnam War that they were using coconut as IV, straight IV.
Absolutely.
Out in the jungle, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's like there's over 101 good nutriments and beneficial to the human body that the coconut could do,
Yeah, for living in the Caribbean, there's enough coconut that if you harvest coconuts as soon as they get mature enough, and it's usually like around 6 months
right.
after, you can get another batch of coconuts in another 6 months.
Yes.
The more you pick them, the more
they come, right? The faster that they come.
Yeah,
yes.
The
Yes.
faster they come.
Yes.
And instead of leaving the coconuts up on the tree, you got to get someone to get up there and get them and get the coconuts down. But the coconuts are a staple. You got to get lots of coconut water in your life, coconut oil, coconut meat, coconut jelly.
Right.
All good for you. It kills infection. It boosts your immune system. It hydrates you. It alkalizes your system. It makes you feel good. There's like serotonin in the water. It just makes you feel good. You just feel like happy.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
a lot of people suffer from depression and are doom and gloom, and they hate their job and they hate their life, and they need more happiness around them.
Right.
You know, and a lot of it is from getting outside and being a part of nature and picking fruit off the tree and running around. You know, like people need to go back to that, you know, people are always so busy. They get up with an alarm clock, they run out the door, they have to drink like chemicals in the name of coffee and sugar
To keep them balanced. Yes.
energized. And they do that a few times a day, and then they eat some fried bread dough, something with cheese. You know what I'm saying?
Pus. Cold pus.
Right, and then in the middle of the day, they're drinking Coca-Cola, and you know, it's just like continuous.
Yes.
And it's like, you know, living in the Caribbean, we have the blessing
The blessings, yes.
we have the blessing of being in the sunshine every single day. We have the fresh tropical breeze, and you know, it was so hot today. We can sweat and feel good.
I still feel good.
And
That's
detox
right.
our body.
That's right.
And
At the same time.
we should be so elevated and so far ahead of the rest of the world because we live in like the best
The perfect
area
environment.
on the planet.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the perfect environment.
Yes.
But you know, people are caught up in, oh, I don't have this. Well, she ain't there, that there with me. I can't be.
Kusha, come on.
Yeah, I hear it now. I haven't heard the Puerto Rican side here, but I hear the Crucian side.
Sky, let me ask you something. Are you familiar with moringa?
Of course, absolutely.
Are you growing it on your farm at this present time, or?
Actually, I have some seeds. I have to check and see if they sprouted yet.
Okay.
So we are going to. There's a tree in this area that I go and pick the leaves off of, and I put it in salads, and I also put it in juice and stuff like that.
Anything.
There's a
Super
farm
food.
here in Puerto Rico. A bunch of guys that are growing only moringa.
Wow. Okay.
Just a straight moringa, but we're not just doing one thing.
I know.
We're teaching children about a variety.
Variety, yes.
So,
yes.
but yeah, definitely I know about moringa, and there's so many wonderful plants and trees. Moringa's really good, but there's so many others that are really good too. And
Right.
I mean, aloe in itself is an amazing plant.
Yes.
That we need more. Aloe can heal. Like when you say 101 uses of coconut, aloe can heal 5,000.
Wow.
Internally and externally.
Externally, yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, that you know, and the kids need to know this.
That's
you know,
right.
We used to learn it when we were little. You know, when I was little, growing up in St. Croix, I was running around barefoot, climbing canip trees, and you know, picking. You know, what is that thing called where you scratch it on the ground and then you hit it, and you know,
The shack. Is the little seed you're talking about?
Locust.
The locust
Locust,
seed,
yeah.
You scratch it on one
Yeah.
and then if you put it on somebody's hand, you could get like a little burn.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, all of that was what playing was for me, and you know, it was good. You know, it was really good, and it's like these kids are so connected to, like, you know, you have to have an internet connection and a little game pad, you know, because they don't go outside.
Right, the world is passing us by. We are walking around with our heads stuck down in the ground like we are ostriches or something, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So early on, I mean, you know, what got you into this? I mean, you know, when you were 5-6 years old, I mean, did you just feel like you wanted to be a farmer or be a chef maybe?
Actually, I grew up in the Virgin Islands. I grew up in St. Croix, and I became Rastafarian when I was about 14.
Yes,
And I don't consider myself one now, but that was my foundation of developing my awareness into natural living, vegetarianism, connected to nature, et cetera, and it really was the foundation for me just making a left turn in compared to the way my family was living. Like, we were steak and potatoes, and my mom came down from New York, so I was really, I wasn't born in St. Croix. I was raised there, but my grandmother was born there. So when my grandmother left New York to come back home, St. Croix, after her husband died, my mother followed. So I grew up in St. Croix from second grade. I wasn't born there, but, you know, my mom came from a New York state of mind, and, you know, we were more steak and potatoes eater than, you know, fungi and saltfish. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
But you know, when I started hanging around more of a Rasta community and learning about ITAL and vegetarian and vegan and what have you. Hello?
You there?
Hello?
You there?
I'm here.
Hi.
Yep.
Okay. We're live again. We had a technical glitch. I think we got it under control here. Yes, our guest tonight is Skai Juice. Sorry about that, Skai, and our listening audience. As great as this thing works, we do have some technical faux pas happen there. But Skai Juice is our guest. So you were kind of in midstream there when we kind of got disconnected there. But one of the things I wanted to ask you about, Soup and I were just talking about that when I was trying to deal with this issue here. But you mentioned this restaurant that you had in Baltimore. What time frame was that?
Say it again. What kind of restaurant?
No. What time
frame?
What time frame were you?
What time of the year? I mean, what years? You know?
Oh, I opened it in 2003. And I had it until 2009.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because I used to live in Maryland, and when you mentioned the name of it sounded familiar. But I actually left Maryland in 2002 to go to South Florida. So I wasn't there when you were in Baltimore, obviously. But just the name sounded very familiar at the time there. So our guest is Skai Juice. This is the It's Your Perspective talk show. Anything that you want to talk about more specifically as we have you on the show now?
I mean, I think that, you know, my passion is health, and usually I help people, you know, do wellness coaching and help them get, you know, information on how they can eat healthier and live healthier. I also have courses on my website on juice cleansing, and I'm just launching this new vegan master course where people can learn everything about cooking vegan, raw food, cooking, dehydrating, making smoothies, everything.
Okay.
So,
you doing the website yourself? You doing all this stuff yourself, or you have someone that assists you?
What do you mean, in filming my stuff?
Yeah, well, you know, you do all the YouTube stuff, and you say you have all this stuff on your website. So, I mean, are you the one that's taking care of the website, or you have like a webmaster doing this stuff?
Some of the stuff I do, and some I get assistance with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're sort of a technical farmer in a sense, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of, you know, DIY.
Okay.
Skai, can you give us your phone number, your
how
your webmail and all of that stuff?
How can he get a hold of you?
The best way to reach me is through my website, and it's skaijuice.com, and that's SKAIJUICE.com. On Facebook, I'm Skai Juice, SKAI Juice, JUICE, and my email address is skaijuicepr, as in Puerto Rico, at gmail.com.
One of the things, you still have a few more minutes?
Say it again?
Do you have a few more minutes still?
Yeah, I have all night.
Okay. 8 p.m. until. You talk about being a chef. Are you like school trained, or just something that you've just learned to do and you do it well, and you're a chef now?
That's exactly what it is. I've just been passionate about it. I'm self-taught is basically what they say.
Okay.
I opened a restaurant back in '03, and I didn't really know even what I was doing. And I just started teaching myself how to make dishes. But I knew enough to make a couple of good things. And then just through experimenting, I started making amazing things. And I took some courses. I've traveled around and taken some culinary courses.
Right.
But, you know, the real truth of the matter is it's more of a creative type of profession. And it comes very naturally to me. I mean, I start creating and making things that I didn't knew I could make.
Right.
So,
You went out by faith. You just step out by faith.
yep.
Oh, okay.
So what is your like your signature dish?
Well, a couple things. The one thing that I make almost every day is I make this lentil burger
Yes.
that
Okay.
everyone loves.
Yes.
And then I make a lot of Indian dishes.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I make chana masala and curry pumpkin with coconut milk.
Yes.
And then tonight I actually made for the first time naan, which is like an Indian flatbread, but I made it without whole wheat flour. I made it with chickpea flour.
I was just about to ask you, do you do roti, or do you do the roti skin or anything like that?
Say it again.
Do you make any roti skin or anything like that? Or
I
roti?
can do all of that.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Great. Okay.
Yeah, I'm an excellent cook.
All right.
You make ital as well?
I can make anything.
Okay. Okay, man. Hey, man. She does it all in the kitchen.
Yes.
She does it all and prepares everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, we want to thank you. It's about 10:15. Once again, is there anything else that you might plug or mention that we haven't asked you about? Any events that are coming up that you might want to talk about? Anything like that in Puerto Rico or even here in St. Croix?
No, I mean, the best thing to do is to keep in touch with me, sign up for my newsletter so I can let folks know when we have any activities. This Friday we have a 10-day juice cleanse that people can join online to help them because now that Labor Day is over, people might want to start getting back on track.
Back on track, right?
Yep. And, that's basically what's going on.
Okay.
Okay. Our guest tonight is Skai Juice. Is there a as your name is Skai Juice, do you have like a like when you look at your menu in your your restaurant, is there like a drink called Skai Juice that has all the super stuff in it?
No, I never did any type of name. I never named anything after myself.
Okay.
It's something to consider.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. Well, Skai, we want to thank you and appreciate your time for coming on the show. We'd like to have you in studio whenever you reach here to St. Croix. Definitely you have to come in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when you come over, just let us know in advance, and we'll somehow make time for you. And we've been known to do sort of.
Special. We could do a special night for you if that's the case. You know what I'm saying?
Because normally we just do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But if your travel plans say you're here on Saturday, and we'll do
Monday, we'll make an exception.
Yeah, we'll do a show just for you.
So where are you guys located?
The studio?
Yeah.
Well, what we say on the show is that it's in an undisclosed location, but we are in St. Croix, Virgin Islands.
Okay.
Yeah. So we come over. We've done it. We did a special show this past Saturday for a friend of ours. We opened up the doors on Saturday. She came in and gave us like an hour and a half. And same thing for you, as you're not here. When you come over, for vacational work, just let us know in advance. And when if you can't fit in during the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time slots, we'll open the doors for you on Friday or Saturday to do a show. And
All right.
and encourage our listeners, and maybe you can come with some equipment, I guess, to prepare something. Give our listeners, our viewers, sort of a quick crash course on how to prepare something, make a smoothie, the best way, the simplest way, any of that kind of stuff. any of that kind of stuff that is related to what you're doing.
Sounds good. Why don't you guys come to Puerto Rico sometime?
We definitely.
Yeah, we were talking
talking about it right now.
Yeah, we're gonna go over there real soon. I've been over there a bunch of times. I like it over there. It's just a different pace, scenery than in St. Croix. But yeah, definitely. We're gonna consider that. Just to come and hang out. Just for a weekend or something.
All right, that sounds great.
Okay. Our guest tonight is Skai Juice. There she is one last time. Want to say thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll have you back on. You can come back on again if you're not here. We'll just have to do it over the phone as we just did again. But sooner than you think, we'll be in touch with you to come back on again and just maybe present some more information and maybe get into some more specific stuff about what you're doing there as well. Maybe some other things have come about. But we want to thank you very, very much, Skai. It's nice meeting you.
Thank you.
At least over the
I
phone.
enjoyed it.
Yes.
And if you haven't tuned in on Facebook, she's since we've become friends over the last few days here. I'm getting all kind of posts on all kinds of stuff: almonds, pineapple juice, all kinds of stuff. It's just interesting and just good stuff to know. And it's just all about healthy living and nourishing your body with just the good stuff, as opposed to the bad stuff. But Skai, I want to thank you.
Thank you much, Skai. Have a good night.
And we'll definitely be in touch with you sooner than you think. And we'll have you on the show again.
And keep doing what you're doing,
right.
man. You okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Skai. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Yeah, that was our guest. That was Skai. Skai Juice. She's in Puerto Rico. She's from St. Croix, from back in the early days, and now she's in Puerto Rico, and she's big on this
Healthy living.
Healthy living, yeah. Healthy living, vegan style, fresh fruit, making smoothies,
fresh vegetables,
organic stuff, ITAL, all the stuff, man.
Yoga, meditation.
Yeah. She has
colonics.
Exactly.
All of that she does.
Yeah, all of that she's involved with. She can help you with. I guess you'd have to go to Puerto Rico to take part in.
And she do wellness retreats also.
Yeah, the wellness retreats sound good as well. So we want to thank Skai Juice for coming on the show. Soup, man, let's just do our demographics, man. It's about 10:18 p.m. on Wednesday, September 3rd, 2014. Just want to say that this is the It's Your Perspective talk show. We're on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, weekly at 8 p.m. until. Our website is streaming live from the vi.com. You have to go to that website to see this show. Go to that website and click on Watch Us Live. And guess what? You will see us live. We have email, streaming live from the vi at yahoo.com. We also have a telephone number. We didn't give it out much tonight for obvious reasons, but
340-201-9005. Text us, you could call us, or you could email us.
That's it right there. We got 2 Facebook pages, one for the talk show, It's Your Perspective talk show. We have also have a Facebook page for the website, streaming live from the VI. And guess what? We're also on Twitter. We're on VI Perspective is how you would link up with us on Twitter. And most importantly, we are streaming live from the high-tech, low-tech studio in an undisclosed location in St. Croix, Virgin Islands.
This is beautiful island of St. Croix.
No radio, no TV,
Just
internet only. That's how you catch us, man. So, Soup, man, just want to say thank you, man, and we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday. We got another guest already wrapped up on the schedule in pen and ink. And we'll just have to make sort of the quick, as we like to do here, the quick confirmation call to make sure everything is a go.
Safe.
And then that person will be here tomorrow. And there we go again.
Yes, I
do believe, I want to give a shout out to Vanessa, Julie, as well. And a special shout out to Sharice King as well.
That's
Hope
right.
everybody's doing well.
Yep.
Julie, we're hoping that she's going to be here tomorrow. To partake in the show. She's actually the host, one of the hosts that has joined our show here. So hopefully she'll be here tomorrow. But yeah, that's and also I want to thank our guests that were here earlier.
The Reverend Kiyama,
yes,
Rockman, and Janae Hunt.
Yeah, they were here.
Thank you very much. Talking about health They're talking about healthy communities and well living.
Yeah, where's that paper at? Where did it go? Where did it go? They were talking about. Yeah, here it is right here. They were talking about
Emotional well-being and healthy communities.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it right there.
Yes.
They too seem to have a lot more to say, and we'll have them back.
Yes, definitely.
We'll have them back. And same thing with Skai. They'll be back. She'll be back as well. Our guest last night was Dr. Author Gary James. He's dropping his new book.
His new book, Black
Politics
Politics
2.0. Yes, that book will be out.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah, that book will be out sometime. I guess he said in the first week.
October.
Yeah, the first week of October, that book will be available. Local bookstore,
On the
Amazon.
cover, Amazon.com.
Yeah, all these other places you can get that book. But Soup, man, we're just gonna leave it at that. It's about 10:21.
Yes, sir.
Let me just I'm gonna do one thing here real quick.